When I was 10 years old, I made a tower called the Tower of True Skill for a tiny little game, couple thousand visits, maybe a dozen concurrent players. Fast forward 8 years, that game now has over 100 million visits, and the tower is still here, mostly unchanged. In fact, you can't do this nowadays, but a lot of people, what they would do is just join the game, and they would immediately try to find the hardest tower available, right? So the Tower of True Skill. Well, obviously there's a harder one nowadays, but before, there wasn't, right? This tower didn't used to exist. Yeah, they would just go over here, and they would enter this tower, and this tower would be their first impression of the game. So I genuinely don't think it would be insane to say that this tower has been played by millions of people when it was made by a 10-year-old learning how to use Roblox Studio. And you know what? We'll get back to Tower of True Skill, but I've actually got a lot of towers in this game, which I made between the ages of 10 and 12. The last tower I ever made, which was either in 2020 or 2021, has been added to the game as a monthly tower. Here it is, the Tower of Inclining Floor, the wildcard. So at the end of August, this tower will be removed from the game, but I want to play through all of my in-game towers, and maybe I can give some funny insights, because I have been part of this community for like 8 years, or at least like an interim community member. I mean, I was literally a moderator for this game's Discord server when I was 10 years old. Whose idea was that? So yeah, this is the most recent tower I ever made. It's an intense difficulty tower. I actually haven't played it for probably 5 years. Like, since the day I finished it, I probably haven't played this tower. I don't really replay my own towers unless I'm trying to complete them like I am right now. But yeah, I think the reason this tower has been added to the game as a monthly tower is because it actually passed the internal curator review. Like, someone reviewed this tower and decided, yeah, it's good enough. But then, it wasn't good enough to actually get into the game, so it's just been rotting in the tower whitelist for, well, however many years, 5 or 6 years at this point, it's been rotting. And so they finally decided to add it in some way, shape, or form, which is pretty cool. I mean, I never expected to get any more towers in the game, right? Like, I'm kind of done with this whole thing. I don't intend to ever make a tower ever again unless I have like something unique to put forward. Yeah, no, I can definitely tell why this tower was not added into the game. I like to think I've gained a lot of insight into the tower making process since I stopped making towers. So I think if I made a tower nowadays, it would be much better. Wait, I mean, the gameplay in this tower just doesn't flow very well, but at least I haven't fallen for any stupid reason yet, so that's that's something at least. Oh, here we go. This section is stupid. Hold on, I remember this section. It is completely just, I don't know how this tower passed review, to be honest. But to be honest, I don't know how any of my towers passed review. Nowadays they wouldn't. Nowadays, if I submitted any of the towers that I made, they obviously wouldn't pass review. But I think that goes for most towers which were made around the time period that I was making towers. Towers nowadays are obviously much higher quality. That's just the way of life, Oh, there we go. Okay, that's my first fail of the video. That's nice. Oh, god damn it. God damn it. I definitely don't think this is the music that was actually in this tower. I mean, maybe it was, but I don't remember any of these songs, so I'm pretty sure this is like a replacement music, right? Because I guess they were having a lot of issues with copyright in this game, and so they just said fuck it, and they decided that they're gonna replace all the music in the game with non-copyrighted music, or like get permission from the artists to use music, right? So it is sad that none of these towers will have their original music, probably, except Tower of True Skill, actually, because Tower of True Skill was made at 100% with copyright-free music, I believe. Also, I low-key don't have... Yeah, I should probably equip some of these items. I need a healing item. Where is it? Sprite Cranberry. Oh, there we go. Okay, I've got a Sprite Cranberry, I guess. That's an item from, like, the 2018 Christmas event, I'm pretty sure. And then, if you did the 2025 Christmas event, as well as the 2018 Christmas event, it would upgrade it to Sprite Cranberry Plus. So that's actually pretty funny that I've got that now. Yeah, you can see the gimmick of this tower happening now. The floors just get narrower and narrower. Kind of a stupid idea for a tower, to be honest, when tower thinning layers already exists, but it is what it is. Okay, here we go. Final floor. Although this is a pretty long final floor, yeah, because you go down into all of these kind of trials that are floating around the frame of the tower. Here we go. Last jump. Boom. Okay, Tower of Inclining Floors. Now then, we can go on to a more well-known tower. So here we are in Ring 6, and I think I remember where this tower is, but this is a soul-crushing tower. Soul-crushing towers, you always gotta do some bullshit to get over to them. I mean, it's fine. It gives them flair, I guess. Here we go. The Tower of Impossible Movement. Now, unlike Tower of Inclining Floors, unlike Tower of True Skill, this is a collab with Seal Azolski. I think I made a couple collab towers with him. Yeah, this is a terrifying tower. So, I am gonna try to beat it, but how successful I will be, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to put in some effort here if I want to do this. But yeah, no, this tower, it's actually weird that we're playing it as the second tower in the video because this is a sequel to Tower of True Skill. Got it, and it is absolutely terrible. I mean, I don't know who let this tower be in the game. Well, actually, I do know who let this tower be in the game. One of the people who was really petitioning for it was Eterna, and he's like he was like a top Osu player for a while. Osu standard, I believe. So that's actually pretty crazy. He used to be part of this community. Well, not before he started doing Osu. I think he was already doing Osu when I think it's pronounced like Os or something. But yeah, no, he was the main reason that this tower got in game over another tower, which was the Tower of Inferno Galore. And I believe that tower has actually been beaten nowadays, but it was unbeaten for quite a while. The Tower of Inferno Galore. Tower of Inferno Galore was actually like a prequel, I believe. Like it was the third tower in a series, but it never got in game, so that trilogy was never completed, sadly. But you know, Tower of True Skill got a sequel in a game in exchange for that, so maybe it's at the end of the world. But Tower of True Skill, it never got a trilogy. Me and Seal, we were working on a third Tower of True Skill, but we never finished it. It was called Tower of Ludicrous Precision. That was gonna be the third Tower of True Skill in the trilogy, like complete the trilogy. Sadly, it never did happen. But Seal did kind of get a tower in the same spirit as Tower of True Skill into the game. It's called the Tower of Elongated Runs. That is also like a very famous tower in the game, so a lot of people will have heard of it. And then I also did get like a tower in the same vein into the game, which we're gonna talk about later. But that one's not part of the trilogy, you know. Unfortunately, Tower of True Skill just has a duology, not a trilogy. Okay, let me actually do this the correct way here. Well, not the correct way. This is a skip that I'm doing, but there we go. Okay, am I gonna fall here? Let's find out. Okay, I didn't fall. Yeah, you just never know with those kinds of obstacles. Here we go. Oh, this used to be an insta-kill, I remember that. Nowadays, I think it's just a regular kill brick, but I'm not gonna touch it to confirm, just in case it is still an insta-kill. I do think they removed the insta-kill though, which is kind of sad. I mean, it's kind of random just putting an insta-kill brick right there, so. This tower is kind of an eyesore, is what I'm noticing. Like, I just can't. It's kind of burning my eyes a little bit. Oh, god damn it. Okay, well, yeah, I don't think I have the time in my day to be doing this right now, so I will just fly up there and continue where I left off. Here we go. Okay, that is a stupid jump. I think I might have just gone the wrong way, actually. Where was I supposed to go? Okay, I was supposed to go here. So, okay, let's see if I can beat it from here, I guess. You know, just beat the tower in 2 parts. Why the hell not? Where the hell do I go? I cannot see anything. I think I jump over here. Yep. Okay, there's a brick. Here we go. I think if I fall here, I'm cooked. Okay. Yeah, seems like I can't beat this tower right now. Seems like I might need a warm-up. Here we go. The ending of Tower of Impossible Movement. This little outside section at the end here has definitely ended the runs of some people. That's life. Let's go to the next tower. Look at this. By Theodoric. By Theodoric. I've got 2 towers right next to each other in the same area, which is pretty crazy. One of these is like a mega collab. Well, just a 4-person collab, although Chloe didn't do anything. He is credited on the portal, but he didn't really. Huh. Yes, and one has beaten Tower of Impossible Movement. This guy is an OG. This guy was probably there when this tower was built, Tower of Impossible Movement. That's actually crazy timing that he just happened to beat it right now. Wow. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go into Tower of Floral Fury. This tower was actually part of a contest. It was the winner of a contest, in fact. I don't know, I think we got like 500 Robux or something for it, for making this tower, which is actually pretty interesting because as far as I know, to this day, tower creators are not paid for their towers, right? Like making a tower for this game is like just for free, you know, just for fun. You don't get paid for doing that. I don't really like this tower at all. Like I think of all of my in-game towers, this one's probably like, yeah, no, I would say this is the worst one. I really don't like this tower at all. No offense to the, you know, collaborators who are also part of this tower, but it's just slop. I don't really know how this won a contest. This is just not a good tower. Like this is worse. This is a worse tower than many towers in Ring 1 of the game, and Ring 1 that was made, you know, like several months before this. So yeah, like what even is this, man? What even is this section? You know, it's crazy. These towers, they were made so long ago that I don't even remember making them. Like I know I made them. I know these are my towers, you know, but for example, on a collab tower like this, I could not tell you which sections I made and which ones I didn't, right? It is so far out of my mind at this point. You know, 8 years ago, man, I was 10 years old when I made this fucking tower. This tower in particular, I think I was still 10 years old when I made it, because this is a 2018 tower, so I was 10. Not that I made the entire thing, but like, again, I have no idea which parts of this tower I made. I just don't remember. But I do remember that Chloe didn't really do anything, that he kind of just, his name is on the portal, but he didn't really have much to contribute to this tower. I think he maybe picked the music though. He might have picked the music. Nope. I'm sorry, I can't. I give up. I don't like this tower, okay? Whatever, it's a mega collab, it doesn't matter, okay? Without leaving this area, we can go to a tower which I actually contributed to significantly. Okay, the Tower of Extraordinary Adventures. This is a button hunt tower, which is actually pretty interesting for this game. I don't think it's a good trope for a tower to have, you know, the button hunt. I don't really think towers should have button hunts, but this one does, okay? Button hunting is like the main shtick of this tower, and you know, I feel like this is kind of like foreshadowing for Find the Hammocks that I would make. Oh, I accidentally equipped vertical mobility. That's awesome. You know, this tower is like foreshadowing to Find the Hammocks, right? Because I've always loved hiding stuff. Admittedly, this is not really the greatest place to be hiding stuff. You know, it's a platformer game. I don't really know if scavenger hunt should be mixed into that. I mean, there's plenty good platformer scavenger hunts, but like this is, I think this is poorly executed, to be honest, right? If you miss a single button in this tower, it's over. I will say though, this tower has much more attention to detail than the other ones. Like the design in this tower is, you know, it tries, at least it tries to be something cool. Yeah, here we go. This is like, there's not even like any platforming happening here. It's literally just one of these is gonna have a button inside. I think the primary reason that this tower actually got in game was Chloe, the guy who, you know, kind of didn't do much on the other tower, the Tower of Floral Fury. He was the one kind of petitioning for this tower to get into the game, and it did get into the game, even if it's not the greatest tower of all time. It's better than Floral Fury, I will give it that. Okay, this one had some really cheeky button. Yeah, there we go. What even is that button, man? Here we go, another tiny button. Incredible. Okay, and then we enter Hell. What was that jump? Holy. Random difficulty spike, I think. Or actually, I could have done it the other way around. I think these hell floors are actually like a major difficulty spike. Like, that's another complaint with the tower, is that these hell floors are way too hard. Maybe I should make a tower, now that I can code, because I didn't know how to code back when I was making any of these towers. I mean, I tried learning to code in 2019, I think. I couldn't do it, man. I was 11 years old. I couldn't learn how to code. I just... Oh my god, and then there's a fucking maze here, which stretches on for like... I think I need to find buttons in this maze as well, like, oh, okay, got a button. Okay, got another button. I wonder how many of them there are in this place. Okay, maybe I got all of the buttons? I got 2 of them in that maze. Did I? Oh, I did. Okay. Yeah, that's TOEA completed. I'm not actually gonna step on the wind pad because I did use vertical mobility on accident. I should probably... or take that out of my hotbar. Anyways, we're gonna go to a new area. Okay, now let's see if I remember where to go. Yup, in here. There we go. Tower of Generation Failure is a catastrophic difficulty tower and probably my best tower in the game because this one was made in late 2019, so almost 2020 this tower was made. And I think at that point I was not completely terrible at making towers, right? So this tower is much higher quality than the previous towers that we've played. Doesn't mean it's good per se, but I would say it's probably my best tower in the game. It's not actually my hardest tower in the game though. There is one harder tower that I worked on, and this is a solo project. This tower is made completely by me all alone, so I think it's one of only 2 towers in the game that I made completely alone. Free if you count Tower of Inclining Floors, but that's a monthly tower, so that's a little bit different. Right, I like to collab with people, but this one was made all alone. I don't expect that I'm gonna be able to beat this tower right now, but you know, let's see how far I can get. This is a very long tower as well. Like, it said 30 plus minutes on the portal, and that's not lying. Like, this is a long tower. But I think as far as catastrophics in this game go, this is not a bad choice at all. Like, I mean, obviously, I think the best catastrophic in the game, or like the best first catastrophic to beat in the game, is the Tower of Augmented Misery, because that one's easy. Like, that tower literally took me like 3 hours to beat or something crazy like that. It just didn't take me very long at all. Here we go. Up till now this tower has been decently easy. This is where it starts to get difficult, so I think I'm probably gonna fail here. If I'm gonna fail anywhere early on, then it's gonna be right here. Okay, wow, I actually survived that outside section. I'm surprised. I'm surprised I actually made it past that. I did, I guess. Oh, wow. Nope, gotta do it again. And I guarantee you, the second time around, I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail I'm gonna fail that outside section the second time around, definitely. Okay, never mind. I picked a good time for this recording, I think, because I'm usually not this good at the game. This is a catastrophic difficulty tower, so I think beating it on a whim is kind of implausible. But oh god, I gotta do that fucking outside section again. I think this actually used to be the hardest tower in the game. Or no, Tower of Elongated Runs was in game before this tower. Tower of Elongated Runs was unbeaten when this tower got added, and then Con 2005, he beat this tower with a lot of skips, but he did beat it. Okay, there we go. I failed the outside section. Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna be able to beat this tower right now, but I will fly up. Oh, here's another button hunt. Like Tower of Extraordinary Adventures. Yeah, and then there's just like a random mini-game section here. I don't know what this is all about, to be honest. Yeah, and here's another mini-game. Like, what even is this? Why is this in the tower? This is completely out of left field for this tower. But I mean, I guess, why not? Okay, here we go. This is easily the hardest floor of the whole tower here. What is happening to these arrows? Oh god. I don't know what compelled me to make this section. It's such a strange thing to put in this tower. Just a random claustrophobic section to pad out the runtime of the tower. I guess actually that is what I used to do. Whenever I made a tower, I was always very anxious about making it look full, you know, like filling it up with gameplay is basically what I'm trying to say. Like, have the entire tower be used, you know, instead of just having a lot of dead, empty space. And that's kind of how this tower came to be, right? It was well, not OCD, that's a stupid word to use. Oh, here's the hardest jump in the entire tower. Let's see if I can do it. No, I cannot. Okay. Oh, there we go. I don't know what it was. I just really needed to fill this tower to the brim with gameplay. And I mean, I succeeded at that, but at what cost, right? There's a lot of padding happening in this tower, I think. It is one of the more unique looking towers, though. Like, you see this? I think this is a really cool concept for a tower. This tower does not look generic, is what I will say. So, I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty nice. That's the hardest floor. This is the longest floor. I will not be doing this. Okay, but there is one thing I want to talk about in this floor, and it is this, right? This is, I'm gonna put it up on screen. There's an obby called Homage or Homage, and it looks sort of like this. So that's a reference to that. Here we go, floor 8. There's a big spinning section here. This kind of section is what sets this tower apart from Tower of Impossible Movement, Tower of True Skill. This floor is the reason that it can't be a true trilogy. Tower of True Skill, Tower of Impossible Movement, they don't have any spinners. Well, TOIM does have a spinner, but they're kill brick spinners, right? Like, they're fundamentally different. You can't stand on them, so they don't really count. Whereas this tower has, like, fully playable client-object gameplay, which makes it, like, not a true member of the trilogy, you know what I mean? Oh, this jump is terrible. This right here. Oh my god, I actually failed it. Wow. Yeah, no, I was cooked if I wanted to fucking beat this tower in this video. I mean, come on. Terrible, terrible jump. Final climb of this tower I think is pretty iconic. And here is the VM barrier. I used vertical mobility, so I am not allowed to beat this tower. But there's actually a tower which I completely forgot about that I did contribute to. So I think maybe we should go over that one real quick. Oh. Are you serious? Ooh, wow, I have not seen this. This is new. Wow, Ring 3 got completely revamped. That's crazy. Tower of lots of damage. I'm not credited for this tower, but I did work on it. But to be honest, I didn't make much of this tower anyways, though. Like, I don't even know if I should be playing through it right now. Like, I don't remember what I made. I don't think I made very much of this tower at all. There are 2 more towers that we have to go over. And the first of them is actually the hardest tower in the game that I have contributed to. And that is the Tower of Champions Road. I have beaten this tower. The sign is in green though, because I beat it on a different account. A completely different account. I have not beaten it on the Theodoric account. And I don't think I'm gonna beat it right now. I'll be completely honest. I am not gonna beat this tower right now. It's just not happening. Maybe I can at least do floor 1, you know? Maybe I'm not completely useless. I think this is genuinely the most annoying tower in the game. I really don't like this tower, but not because it's a bad tower. I dislike it because it's so outrageously difficult compared to the rest of the game that not that this is the hardest tower in the game. I think it's like the 3rd hardest tower in the game. But man, the gameplay, the raw gameplay of this tower is so difficult, and it makes it so frustrating to play. Okay, here we go. Come on, let me do this. Let me do this. I can't be completely... No! How do I do this? I think like that. Yeah, okay. I kind of don't remember the strats for this tower anymore, but you need strategies to beat this tower. You can't just sight read it. You can't just beat it off rip. You need to actually learn this tower. Okay, there we go. I made it past floor 1, so I'm happy now. Yeah, great, fantastic. Okay, let me show you what I actually made in this tower. I didn't contribute to much of this tower, but the one floor that I did make is this one, floor 4, right? It received some touch-ups from the other developers on this tower, but I did make floor 4. And so, I don't know, if you've grinded this tower and you hate floor 4, well then, you know who to blame, I suppose. I also hate floor 4, like, I have grinded this tower and I do hate this floor, but I don't hate it more than floor 6. You know, like, quality-wise, this is probably the best tower I have got in-game, because it is technically one of my towers. You know, technically I did help make this tower, but, it's not really my tower, you know. I didn't make much of it. Here we go, final jump. Wow, I can't even do that. Can't even do that. There we go. Okay, well, I'm not gonna play any more of this tower because I didn't make it, right? Now, a quick fire round, because there are other towers in the game that I have contributed to, but they're not canon towers. Okay, number 1 in the Christmas 2018 event, Steeple of Christmas Chaos. It already has 4 people credited for it. I did also help on this tower, but once again, I don't remember what I did. I just remember that I did help on this tower. Some part of this tower I made. I don't know which one though. Steeple of Haunted Traversing in the Halloween 2019 event. This one I am credited for. And yeah, I made most of this. Tin Tom was, you know, the collaborator, and he did make some stuff, but I made most of this steeple from what I remember. And then also someone uncredited for helping on this tower is Macalads. And the reason he's not credited is because he was kind of in charge of the entire event here. The entire Halloween 2019 event, he was kind of in charge of it. So he touched up the steeple a little bit, and he's not credited, but he did help. And lastly, Tower of Mirrored Heck. This used to be a Zone 1 tower, but it got revamped. I had absolutely no hand in the revamp of this tower. But as you can see, Karen Ryan, this is the old owner of the game, right? So this was a collab between 4 people. I don't remember what part of this tower I made. Like, I made some of it, right? I definitely made some part of this tower, but what part in particular, I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, I think what we should do now is probably go to the the very final tower of this video. The one that the video is titled after. Ooh, come to think of it, there is one more. There is one more tower that I have in this game, actually. Hold on. Yeah, right through here. The Pit of Misery. Tower of Eternal Void. Yeah, there's a whole laundry list of people here who made this tower, but I did make one of the floors alongside, actually, Tintom495. Yeah, I'll be honest, I've never even considered beating this tower. It is just way too difficult, I think. I'm not sure why I'm doing this. What? Okay. Sure, I guess. Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah, here I am in the Eternal Abyss. This is not Ito anymore. This is a completely different game, but practice mode. And I can fly up here and show you. Yeah, floor by Tintom495 and Theodoric. This is the floor that I made for this tower. And this tower is technically still in Ito, but it's not a cannon tower. Well, it never was a cannon tower, but it is in the game, though. I think this is actually one of the easier floors of this entire tower. So, yeah, I guess I could maybe beat this if I really tried. Well, I'm never gonna try to beat this tower, the Tower of Eternal Void. It's way too difficult, to be honest, but maybe I could try to beat this floor. Okay, I'm actually doing pretty good. What is this? What the hell? Am I actually about to beat this floor, or what the hell? Okay, I did not beat the tower, but the floor, but yeah, I guess this must be like a break floor in the tower, because for a horrific difficulty tower, this is very easy gameplay, I think. Oh yeah, wait, here's the difficulty of the whole. This is the difficult part of the... Oh, what the hell? What did they do? Why is that a... I mean, okay, I guess. Oh, they nerfed the shit out of this, actually. What? This is supposed to be all wall hops without any place to stop, but instead they've just... Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I know I'm supposed to be going to Tower of True Skill now. Here we go, the Tower of True Skill. I gotta complete this one. I have to complete this one to end off this video. I'm gonna do a bit of a speed run, because I feel like I can do this tower pretty fast. You know, the amount of death threats that I have been sent over this tower is honestly kind of astonishing. But yeah, I mean, this is like an iconic tower in the game. 8 years ago, made by a 10-year-old, but it is one of the more iconic towers in the entire game. You know, a lot of people, even if they aren't necessarily part of this community, they know the Tower of True Skill. And I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome that I was able to create something so iconic at 10 years old, even though it was complete dumb luck. I mean, I couldn't have known that this tower, this game, or it's not even this game. This is not the same game that I was playing in 2018. Back in 2018, this game, Ito, was called Kato, right? Kitty's Towers of Hell. And then it was called Jupiter's Towers of Hell. And then it was called Juke's Towers of Hell. And now it's called Eternal Towers of Hell. So it's no longer linked to anyone's name. Well, I mean, the owner is called Eternalis, right? So, I mean, Eternity, Eternal, Eternalis. I mean, you know, but like, yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy how this game has developed over the years and how big it's gotten, especially in these last few years, how popular this game has gotten. Because, man, I mean, oh wow, they removed the shadow section, right? There used to be a shadow section. I'm kind of speedrunning. I'm trying to get a speedrun in, so I can't stop and look at it. But yeah, there used to be a shadow section over there. I guess they removed that, which I guess kind of inadvertently nerfs the tower. Okay, over here I believe is the Phanos stud. Yeah, the Phanos stud. Purple stud. It's actually just a miscolored stud from when I was building the tower. The tower used to be random colors, right? It was random colors, but now it's a gradient, obviously. And I think it's actually the gradient is actually wrong. Like, I somehow managed to fuck up the gradient when I was making this tower. It's not even a proper gradient. It doesn't, one of the colors is just wrong, which is pretty funny. Here we go. Might have to use a healing item here for the speedrun. Okay, there we go. I got past. And now the hardest floor of the entire tower, which is floor 9. Oh, wow. Okay, there goes my speedrun. Oh, that was unfortunate. Take 2, I guess. Okay, I'm back here. And oh my god. Gotta get this speedrun right. Beating it normally is not enough. Okay, come on. Let me do this, please. Please, let me do this. No, dude, that jump is just impossible. Okay, come on. I mean, this is hardly a speedrun at this point, but I need to do this. How do I... There we go. God. What is that jump, man? Okay, and then the very, very stressful outside section. Yeah, this has ended a lot of people's runs. They fixed the broken ladder. I forgot about this. Oh, I'm gonna put up some footage of how this section used to be. They fixed it. Damn, they fixed the broken ladder. That is kind of tragic. Well, 7 minutes on the dot. Oh, 6:59:96. Tower of True Skill. Yeah, that is all of my in-game towers in Internal Towers of Hell. So, I don't know. Let me know. Should I make another tower? Or should I maybe, stick to other stuff? Maybe I should never cook again. Let me know. And subscribe for more tower slop or something. I don't know if I'm gonna make another video on this game, but subscribe, okay? Just whatever.